What's going on, my movie people? Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Last night I went and saw Venom: The Last Dance. Today I wanted to jump on here and give you my thoughts and a review for you beautiful people. Guys, my name is Paulie G. This is Paulie G's film review. Let's get into it. Let's start with two things that I disliked about this film. I don't know if it's just me, maybe it's just my personal experience, but watching this film for about 30% of the start, I found it was very dark and I couldn't really tell what was really going on. And I also found it very hard to understand what any of the characters were saying. Maybe that was just me. I know my partner, who I went and saw this film with, also had the same complaints, that she found it very hard to understand what was going on or understand what anyone was really trying to say in that film, especially anything that Eddie and Venom was saying. The two main characters, I found very hard to hear or understand what they were saying for a good portion of this film, up to a certain point. Then it started to get a little bit easier. There was moments in this film that really touched my heart, really made me feel warm inside, made me laugh, made me cry. But there was points in this film that I was very, very confused. There was just the plot was very. It was a straightforward plot. I just found the plot confusing. The idea is that Null is trying to escape a prison that the symbiote's locked him in, and Eddie and Brock have the key to unlock it. The only way he can get that key is by one of them dying. If you've seen the original or the second one, this is pretty much the exact same type of movie. It's got the same type of humor. It's pretty much got the same characters. There's a few new characters in here. And if it's true, if the rumors are true, and this is Tom Hardy's last appearance as Eddie Brock and Venom, this was not the film for that moment. This is a fine film, but this should have been a bigger send-off for Tom Hardy. But I enjoyed seeing the bromance between Eddie and Venom and seeing a lot more of them going back and forward. The humor, the comedy was great as they both dealt with the effects of not just the first film, but the last film, and even No Way Home. But in this film, they spend a majority of this film being hunted by not just a predator, an alien, another type of symbiote alien dog thing, but they were also being hunted by the government and the local police and the army and everybody in between. The idea about this film is they're going to blackmail a news reporter in New York to help clear their name. They're being framed for the events of the second film. Spoiler, they don't get to New York. There's a few set pieces in this film. The three main ones is Mexico, Las Vegas, and the desert. Mexico I thought looked very nice, looked beautiful, looked dingy, kind of like what I feel like Mexico would look like. Las Vegas is Las Vegas. It's a party atmosphere. There's not much you can really do in Las Vegas. They don't spend a whole lot of time there. Only a few very short scenes. And the desert's the desert, man. It's sand and rocks. What do you want from it? Some more things I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the Venom horse. I really enjoyed that Venom also goes into other animals, like a fish and a frog. There's a few, and then in the ending, in the credits sequence, you see Venom be a whole heap of different animals, and that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I don't think Null was the right choice for a villain in this film. A lot of people don't know who he is. In fact, I barely knew who he was. I did a little bit of research beforehand, but I went and saw the film, and there was 12 people in the cinemas, and I can guarantee not one person in that cinema knew who he was. This particular character hasn't been shown before, and a lot of people aren't hardcore comic book readers. So a lot of people don't know who he was. I don't think he was the right choice for this film. We barely spent any time with him. We barely know his backstory. I wish we spent a little more time getting to know who he is, what his motivations are, and what the character's all about. All we get told is that he wants to be freed, and he's dangerous, and that he will kill everyone. That are the 3 points that we get told from a green symbiote, who I wish I knew his name, but he was the coolest looking symbiote in this film. Talking about that green symbiote, there was a few different symbiotes in this film, and they're all designed perfectly, and they're all designed really cool. I like all of them. I like the big giant fight scene at the end with all the symbiotes. That is really cool. I'm going to get into some spoilers. So this is your spoiler warning part. If you don't want to be spoiled, jump forward about a minute or so. Ready? Cool. In the end, it ends because one of them decides to sacrifice themselves, because the aliens keep coming and coming and coming. These big alien dog things, they keep coming. They call home. A heap of them show up. All the other symbiotes that were helping Venom has died at this point, and it's just Eddie and Venom. And they both decide that sacrifice themselves is the only way to stop this, which kind of defeats the purpose, because if they die, the little key thing is given to Null and he will escape. But they decided to kill themselves. Venom sacrifices himself and saves Eddie Brock, or so we think. And it feels really flat. It feels really flat because after Venom sacrifices himself, we witness this scene of Eddie is waking up in the hospital. He's talking to a general, and then we find out that Eddie is now in New York, and he goes to see Statue of Liberty, which is a gag throughout the whole film, and he's no longer got Venom. And I just feel like it was flat. And the two end credit scenes, there was two end credit scenes. The first one of Noel disappearing and saying that, you know, he's coming, was pretty flat. And then the last one of just this symbiote, Venom, is meant to be Venom, I believe, escapes and attaches to a bird. So, is this the last film? I don't know. But that wasn't really worth the price of admission. Everyone hyped up and said, you must see the last one. It will affect the MCU, and I don't see which end credit scene will affect it. To be honest, I don't really know. So in the end, I didn't love this film. I love Venom. Venom is my favorite superhero of all time. But this film just falls flat for me. I enjoyed the first one. I loved the second one. And this one is the worst one out of the trilogy, in my opinion. It's not bad. It's just okay. I don't plan on going to see it again at the cinemas. I probably will buy a physical copy when it does release on 4K. I own the other two on 4K, so why not own this one as well? I love Venom. I'll probably watch it one more time, maybe one or two more times, but at home, not going to cinemas. In the end, guys, Venom, The Last Dance, I will give a solid 6 out of 10. I really hope that they do another movie. I really want to see this version of Eddie Brock somehow, some way, be pulled into the MCU, and I would love to see, and I think every fan would love to see, this version of Venom and Eddie Brock go against Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I want it, the fans want it. Sony, Marvel, make it happen. You will make billions of dollars by doing something like this. And if you made it to this point of the video, yes, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And until next time, guys, be well, stay safe, have yourselves a beautiful day. Come back next week for a special video that I have planned. Until then, take care.